Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at this magnetic drill press that the kind folks over at Vevor decided to take and send us for some upcoming projects that I have in mind for this. So be sure to keep an eye out on the channel. I have a lot of uses for this coming up. So this particular model drill press is the model BRM35. And real quick for disclosures, Vevor did send this to me completely free of charge, and they also provided some discount coupon codes that will be linked up in the description down below. Full disclosure, I do not get paid anything from those. There's no, I get no commissions or affiliates or anything like that from it, but I did want to make sure that you guys at least got a discount if you do click through their buying link and go over to their website over at vevor.com. So this little magnetic drill press, I tried this thing out. I actually had a project for it. I was working on a shaper that I rescued from a scrapyard, and it was heading to the crusher, and so we were able to save it and bring it back. And so I use this to actually mount the electric motor on it, today, which has been super awesome. It worked out really good, and it actually has a curious feature that I have found that I find very interesting. In fact, that we'll get to here in just a second. So it basically works, if you are unfamiliar with a magnetic drill press, it works by a electromagnet on the base of it here, and you have one switch to turn on your electromagnet that locks it to whatever you're drilling, a table like so, and then you have one switch to actually turn on your drill, if you will, and make, to go ahead and turn it on. Now this is a fixed speed drill. I'll read some of the rated input power is 1100 watts. The no load speed is 550 RPMs. The max traction is a 1200 Newton meters of force. And then let's see here, they have a twist drill that you can, your max dimensions is between 1.5 millimeter to 13 millimeter. I will try to put the imperial equivalent on the screen now for you there. Let's see here, core drill, or rather I would say it's called, instead of a core drill, it's an annular cutter. The max diameter on that is from 12 millimeter as the smallest up to 35 millimeter at the largest, with a drilling depth of 50 millimeter, or roughly 2 inches, 2 inches deep. So it can put out quite a bit of power to take in suction power and hold it to things. It handled the 1/4 inch drill bit and the 3/8 inch drill bit that I followed it with, no problem. Didn't have any problems with kicking up or pushing off or anything like that. One thing I did notice while I was using it, you do need to make sure that the whole magnet is engaged to the actual plate to be drilled. If it's not, it makes quite a loud hum. I'm not sure what that is, but it does make a loud humming, and it's not as stable as if the whole surface of the magnet was engaging with the steel plate. And they do mention stuff like that in their instruction booklet. Their instruction booklet is, well, not the greatest instruction booklet in the world. I had to kind of figure out how to put on the cutter fluid reservoir. I had to figure out how to put that together. I didn't show that in the video simply because I don't know if this is the right way that you're supposed to attach it or not, because again, it wasn't in the instructions. So the instructions on this unit could have been a little bit better, but it didn't want for power at all. I felt like I could stand on it even more than what I was doing, but I was curling out chips, and that was fine enough for me. Pretty simple operation. You just flip on your magnet when you're onto the surface you want, once you've located exactly where you want to be with your drill bit, and then you flip on the magnet, you turn on the drill, and just like any other drill press in the world, you just work down the ram here and go ahead and drill your hole. As far as quality-wise, it seems to be fairly high quality. There's some pieces to it that are plasticky bits. They've got to save weight somehow, and they also have to make it somewhat cheaper you know, than your other type of more expensive equivalent drills out there in order to be competitive. So, you know, you're going to have some plastic parts on it, something that's not outside the realm of something like a Central Forge, Central Machinery, or a Harbor Freight or something like that. You are going to have some plastic incorporated with it. Everything, for the most part, seems to be decently machined. It's right and tight. The one thing that is a little bit loose is this handle. There's a bit of play back and forth with it, which is okay by me. It's kind of, it's a moot point. It can have a little bit of slop in it. There's not really a problem there for me myself, but that's one thing that did have a little bit of slop to it. Now, this will bring me into something about the electricity. This is something I found out. I tried to use this actually on a very light cord, something that only had a 14 gauge wire in it for like a little extension cord to get from my electrical outlet to actually power this thing while I was drilling it through the shaper that I had, and it would not run on that cord. So I don't know if there's some sort of technology in this that senses the amp draws are going to be too high on the wire and won't allow it run, but I did have to take and switch up to a 10 gauge cord that I had, an electric cord, a heavy duty extension cord, if you will, in order for this thing to run, and then it ran just fine. It ran perfectly, the magnet turned on and everything and it's whatnot, but it will not run on like a 14 gauge, like something that, you know, you would run your Christmas lights on, or your general outdoor cords that you'd find at Wally World or whatever. You're not gonna get by using that if you have to put this on an extension. But plugging it right in the wall, fired right up, right out of the box. They included a drill chuck head that came in this. I was hoping to get an annular cutter kit with this. They, however, did not send one out when we were discussing it. They didn't actually send out the annular cutter kit, so I can't test this thing out with annular cutters yet. But we'll see if I can't get that kit in time when I do my other videos in order for that to be super handy, and I can give it more of a review there. But with the twist drills in this end, there's a couple things I want to mention about that real quick. With the twist drills in this particular setup, the chuck holds fine. Everything runs true. There's not a lot of run out on the piece. It's fairly good in that direction, you know, by my standards, if you will, on that, being a humble blacksmith that I am. One thing I will say that isn't downside is you have got to be careful of the drill bits you use. You have got to use some little stubby drill bits, because the drill bits I was using, just commercially bought, they're like 3-4 inches long. There's not enough space between once you get this drill chucked up in here, there is not enough space between that and the table of or the workpiece, whatever you're drilling through. There's just not enough. You can't raise this up any higher. There's a dead stop once you get up so high, and so that was a downside for me. I had to kind of like scratch my head for a minute and say, okay, I got to shorten up some drill bits to make this work. Now, I'm new to the mag drill situation, so I'm not so sure whether you are supposed to have short drill bits. Maybe they make specialty ones. I'm sure they make just about anything out there, so you might have to keep that in mind, that you might have to lop off the end of a drill bit and shorten it up in order to be able to use it with this thing. So they also offer over at Vevor, they also offer other mag drills as well. I actually asked for the much larger size, and they sent me the BRM 35 instead. I was wanting I believe it was a BRM 50, which is a much larger magnetic drill, and it came with annular cutters and stuff, but they just ended up sending me this 35 instead. So I can only do what I can do with reviewing on this, but you know, looking at this thing, seeing the generalized quality, I'm sure the larger ones would be of a similar quality and seem to run just fine. So that's my initial thoughts, my initial review and thought process of this particular mag drill. I do plan on doing other videos on this thing and giving you guys my unbiased review, and maybe 6 months, a year after having it in the shop and using it quite a bit, and letting you know how well this thing actually runs or not. I will end up putting some affiliate links down in the description down below. Those are Amazon affiliate links, so if you choose to buy through Amazon, which is a bit more pricey than Vevor's website, I believe, right now at the moment, especially if you use the discount code over at Vevor's website. But I will add those affiliate links there. It goes to help the channel if you want to take a look at it at a different site other than Vevor's there. But other than that, I mean, if you are in the market for this and you want to take and get one, go ahead and check out Vevor's website and use those links, to the coupon codes. So this way, it can help you all out there and get a little bit of payoff. And again, there's no affiliation there whatsoever. They just sent this to me free of charge, and I told them I would check it out and use it on some projects. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Without further ado, God bless each and every last one of you. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you to the channel members that make this content possible. Really couldn't do it without you, fine ladies and gentlemen. I really couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more content, and we will catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching.